Hello. In this short video, I'm going to introduce to you the Social Media Futures Award and Recognition level and take you through everything you need to know to be successful in completing this scheme. So, what will you get out of doing this course? So this course is all about developing a social media account to aid you with your career. So that's going to be one of the fundamental things we do is look at how you develop a social media presence or how you improve a presence that you currently have so that it develops your career in some way. But it's going to be more than just what does a good account look like or not look like, but it also can look at a wide range of ways that you could use social media to develop your career. So we're going to learn how to protect and present your online identity, so you know how know what is out there about you and how you avoid negative impacts of things that you might share online. We're going to learn how to build connections online, building relationships, and particularly getting hold of the relationships that you want to have and making use of them in the way that you want to. We're going to learn how to access useful information online. So look at how online learning works, not just how you get hold of some information, but the information that you really need for your career. And then finally, we're going to learn how to make sure social media impacts your career in the real world. So making sure that it's not just about having a good Twitter account or a big LinkedIn following, but actually affecting your career as it exists at the moment. So making sure social media is impacting the real world of your career. In order to think about that, we're going to spend a lot of time looking at this diagram, which really sums up what the entire course is about. So let me just talk you through it nice and simply. So we start over on the left-hand side of the screen with you as an individual with a set of career development needs. So that's the first thing we're going to be thinking about. What is your career? Where is it at the moment? What do you need to develop it and move it on in some way? So that career development needs sits outside of any social media network that you join. Then we move into the network with that sense of wanting to develop your career in some way. And there are three main activities that kind of all inform each other that happen on a social media network, which we're going to want to make use of. The first is curating. Curating is comes from being a museum curator who takes exhibits that are already there and shows them off in their best possible light. So it's about you managing your social media presence, partly the social media presence that's already there, and also what you can add to it to make it better. So it's about managing your identity online. Secondly, social media is social. It's about building connections. So it's thinking about how you can build these connections that are going to affect your career. And finally, it's about learning. Information dominates anything that happens online, and it dominates anything that happens on social media in particular. So we could look at how you can make best use of the opportunities that learning creates on a social media channel. Now, those three things are currently happening all the time inside the network, and we're going to look at how to make the best use of them so you develop the network that you're part of to the best of its ability. But that isn't enough by itself to affect your career. So finally, we're going to look at converting what happens online into the real world so your career actually moves on. And that is going to be the 5 fundamental things that we look at over the course. So what do you have to do to be successful on this course? Firstly, you need to join the course on Open Learning, which is the microsite we're using for the e-learning module we're going to work through. There'll be a link to that in the comment section of this video. On e-learning, there's a series of content, and you just work through it at any pace you want, as long as you get there by the end of the course. It doesn't really matter. So you can do it week by week, or you can wait until the 13th of December and then cram it all in at the last minute. There'll be no other activities on the way. Those will either be in the form of discussions or reflective accounts or tasks for you to go and do on your social media account. And so as you go along, one of the main things you'll be doing isn't just learning about social media, but actually developing a social media account. And that will lead into the proper piece of work that you'll do for this account, or at least the thing that this award will be assessed through, which is submitting a final reflection. In that final reflection, you'll write about how you developed your social media account through the course, and then share a quick link to your account so that we can have a look at your account and see if it matches up with what you're talking about. All of this before the end of the course on the 14th of December. I'll be taking any extensions that you want, so please do get in contact nice and early if you need to have one. So the course will break down into this 7-week structure. So in week 1, which is the week that we're just coming to the end of, in which we're going to be introducing you to social media. Then we're going to think about developing your career, how you might use social media to develop your career. Then about curating your identity, connecting with others, learning on social media, converting your network capital. And then finally, in week 7, we'll just go through what you'll need to do for the assessment in a bit more detail. So, hope that all makes sense. If you need to get in contact with me, then that's my email address at Derby University, so t.staunton@derby.ac.uk. And you can also follow me on Twitter at TomStaunton84, which is the main social media account I use. But I also have a LinkedIn page as well if you want to look up Tom Staunton. I hope this makes sense. Please do get in contact if you've got any questions to ask, and looking forward to working with you over the course.